Didn't do a lot. I gotta move forward.
Who they talking about? Me. All they talking about is come on!
This is the Unconcealed talk show. It's about time.
Welcome to the Unconcealed talk show.
Let's create a better lifestyle. This is the Unconcealed talk show.
Yes, sir!
Your life and experiences is your testimony.
Welcome to the Unconcealed talk show.
It's showtime!
Let's talk about empowerment.
How about now?
Woo, yes. We are back in the building. Yours truly, Mr. Nas, is in the building holding it down for Chatterbox Radio. And I'm just blessed right now, and I'm honored and favored that you guys are having an opportunity to flow with me, flow with us, flow with the various co-hosts and the whole experience. Just tonight, I want to say thank you for tuning in to season 4 of the Unconcealed Talk Show. Yes, that's right. Now, this year, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You know, everybody tries to find a different way about life and things that they want to do. But here on the Unconcealed Talk Show, we look to not just be a podcast show, a talk show, but this year is even more special with everything that's going on in our lives, and I hope you guys can relate to that. You feel me? It's the fact that we've gone through pandemics, we've lost loved ones, we've lost people close to us, we've been faced with adversities and challenges, and through all that, we have to try to find ourselves, even lost relationships, but what's lost can always be found, you know. So I salute all those who've been in struggle. My heart goes out to you. My prayers go out to you, to your family, those who's lost, those who's refound themselves. I salute you. I mean, that's just real talk. That's what it is. And as we go into season 4, it is so pivotal and important that we have a platform. You have a platform, and you know, this goes out to anybody who has a show, who has a voice, who has a social media following. And if you have a platform, try to use it wisely. Just keep in mind, you have a certain level of responsibility. If you have followers, are you trying to have your followers follow you into foolishness? Is that really reflective of who you are as an individual when you go on their airwaves, or you talking to people, you giving advice? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you never know who's listening to you. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I mean, yes. And for me personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate to it, all my brothers and sisters, peace. You know, of course, I got to give a salute to my New York peoples. I got to give a salute to my Jersey people, my people in PA. You know, and I get a lot of love out of Louisiana, Baton Rouge. I got to show some love to them all day. You know, and can't forget about my North Carolina people that follow us and just follow what we're doing. And this year, this season 4 is the season of empowerment, a season of providing an empowerment experience here while sharing your testimonies. Now, some of the people that's going to come on this show, they have some things to say. So you may agree, you may not agree. This may not even be your show, and it's all good, to each his own. But, you know, for here, this podcast, what we're doing, we're going to try to empower, we're going to try to enlighten, we're going to be a part of the community, and we're going to be doing things that's going to just help uplift everybody. Feel me? That's what I'm talking about. But tonight's show, the topic is refining yourself without validation. Let me say that again to you guys. Refining yourself without validation. Now, that topic is strong. The topic is real, and that's something we're going to talk about. But without being, further ado, we also, for those who's tuning in, of course, salute to all those, my New Orleans crew that's now checking in. Salute to New Orleans, and of course my people's over there holding me down. So love you guys. Real talk. Now, we're going to be bringing on today, this show, on our season 4 premiere, we're going to be bringing on a good friend of mine. She's the CEO of Rebirth Incorporated. She'll be coming on. She has a new show on 99.1 FM out of the New Orleans area. It's that Baton Rouge connection, NOLA connection. They'll talk more about it when they come on the show. Simone's going to be joined by, of course, the one and only Ron Rich of the Ron Rich Takeover. He'll be on the show. He's part of the cast, so salute to him. And we're going to also have the opinionated bench warmers. Now, it's interesting when I mentioned these guys. It's a group of 3 gentlemen. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves when we bring them on, of course. But they talk about sports and they're very passionate about it. So it's an honor to bring these guys on. They're all part of the Simply Simone new morning show on 99.1 FM. And of course, yours truly, I will also be joining the show. I'll be joining the show. You can check your man out, on 99.1 out of the New Orleans and Baton Rouge area. So it's good. It's a real good feeling to know that you recognize not just in your local state, not just in your local area, but just outside of that, and then to get the love from people. So that's what it's all about. And we're going to talk about that on some future shows about what happened to the love. Should you look for love? And when I say that, I'm saying in a way that people at times look for love, and you're looking in the wrong places. You may be looking for love from friends that you thought was cool with you, and you find that they really ain't cool with you, and it's okay. You can't get mad at them because that's who they are. That's their choices. And I think the misconception is once you start to, I guess, assume things about people in general. You assume that it's an automatic given that you're going to get the love and support. Listen, at the end of the day, you got to support yourself. You got to believe in who you are. You got to believe in what you're doing. You got to believe in these things, and when you believe and you have a vision, you want to surround yourself with people of like minds, like visions, and like motives. It may not always agree on everything. It's okay to disagree, but it's got to be a certain level of respect. Let me just say that again to you guys. There's a certain level of respect. I respect you. You respect me. I respect your shit. You respect my shit. Now, people get it twisted and thinking that it's automatically a given. See, I wanted to make sure I start this show with just a level of empowering, understanding. Sometimes I may drop a couple of cuss bombs, but does that mean it's a part of my character? Where I'm from, sometimes that's the conversation. But I know also how to hold my conversation in the boardroom. I know how to hold my conversation on the streets. I know how to hold my conversation when it's appropriate when I'm mentoring young kids or young people. It's I guess what you have to do. I'm saying it works for you, but it works for me. You have to be a jack of kind of all trades in the level of communication, because you're going to meet different people. If you think what you do, is going to, everybody got to be following you, you're sadly mistaken. And that's just a part of the topic. When you finding yourself, you find out who you are and what you dealing with and the different people that you deal with. You have to be able to diversify how you communicate, but at the same time maintain a certain level of foundation and ethics. Now, foundation and ethics. That's something we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to have fun tonight. I'm honored that we're going to have some strong people online with us, and they'll be calling in a little bit. But I just wanted to make sure I just connect with you guys, just kind of get you back on track with us with the Unconcealed Talk Show. And also, for those that's also just tuning in to Unconcealed Talk Show, it's brought to you by Shadow Worlds Radio and, of course, Rebirth Inc. That's who we are. That's what we do. That's that connection. And I'm just honored and happy that we're doing these things and connecting on a large scale. I'm tongue twisted. Damn. But it's all good. I'm just happy that we're making these moves, that these shows brought to you by. And of course, I'm gonna give a salute and shout out to my peoples, my crew down in North Carolina, UFE Productions. You know, that's one of my original crews, original production companies out of New York, Jersey area. You know, we was hard in the Bronx, and we was hard in, you know, Manhattan and Brooklyn. You know, we tore Jersey down, but you know, that's my original foundation. And they always say, don't ever forget where you come from, because that history and that foundation makes up who you are, and whether it's bad or good. Some people leave certain situations and they forget about where they come from. But I want to make sure I acknowledge it on this show. I want to make sure when you tuning in here to this Unconcealed Talk Show that you're getting a foundation of who we are. You're getting the foundation of what this is all about. We are also on Facebook, and also, my understanding, they're changing the name of Facebook to Meta, I believe. It's supposed to kick off in December. It's probably various reasons why they're changing it, the name, you know, but it's more than likely you had some lawsuit stuff, you know. But that's really what's happening. You check us out on Facebook, the Unconcealed Talk Show on Facebook. Like our page, check us out. Also, you can follow yours truly, Mr. Nas of Shadow Worlds, on Facebook as well. You can also check out Shadow Worlds on Instagram, and I believe we're back up on Twitter. So, you know, we want to follow that flow. And you know, we're a little bit everywhere. So that's what we're doing. We want you to support. We love your support. We appreciate your support, and that's how we're going to get down. Now, with these shows, I got some great lineups coming up. I know next week I've already chopped it up with a good friend of mine's, record executive, producer. You know, this man has many talents, traveled all over the globe from Milan to Italy as a DJ. But unfortunately, in Jersey, New York, there's a lot of drama going on in the music industry, especially amongst the DJs. It's crazy. I grew up in a time where the DJs and crews, everybody support each other. But I guess we in this microwave age, everybody wanted the way they wanted, and crazy. We're going to talk about that next week. You know, my man, so salute to Kevin O. He'll be in the building, join us on the Unconcealed Talk Show. Also, I got a confirmation from a big dog, a big friend of mine. So, you know, he's another producer named DJ Beloved. He's rocked on WBLS out in Manhattan, New York. He'll be rocking with us soon on the shows. And also, I got a couple other surprise guests. I believe the mayor of East Orange is going to be tuning in. I think that we have another mayor out of North Carolina has agreed to come on the show. So we're moving in a positive direction. But I think we're right about on time now. So let me see what we have here, peoples. You know, so again, for those tuning in, we want to welcome you, of course, to the Unconcealed Talk Show. Yours truly, Mr. Nas, and you know, we're just gonna just have a fun time tonight, and we want to make sure you guys can get empowered and just be a part of the whole vibe. So at this time, I'm going to bring on. I think we are good to go. It's time. Oh yeah, it's time now. All right, here we go. So, without no further ado, I believe I'm gonna try to go down the line. I don't recognize I'm looking at our switchboard. Without no further ado, I want to introduce the lovely Miss Simone of the Simply Simone Show. Are you online?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Now, I got a 504 number. I'm going to assume.
That has to be Ron Rich from the Ron Rich Takeover.
So listen, without further ado, let me give my man the proper introduction for both you guys, of course. 99.1 FM, the one and only Mr. Ron Rich in the building. What's up, baby?
Yes, sir, man.
Oh, yes, sir. What's good with you?
I'm good. Ready?
All right, that's what I'm talking about, brother. Now, I have another number. I'm assuming it is these brothers, so let's see. Without no further ado, I want to introduce, I believe we have either all the brothers or maybe a representative of the Opinionated Benchwarmers. Are they in the building?
Yes, we here, man. Got all three of us.
Yo, my dudes right here. Now, before I even get any further, before I even get any further into this show, guys, first of all, I got to give a special shout out. Now, Simone, we talk all the time behind the scenes, but these brothers, I have to give them the utmost respect and love. For me, this is a little hard, so y'all forgive me as I work through this. Last time I had the opportunity to talk to them, my brother Mike was on with us, and unfortunately, we got hit with a situation where my co-host, my partner, died. And it was actually due to COVID, and they was actually on the show during that part, and they showed a lot of love and support during that time, and I'm very proud of what they are doing and what their movement and everything that they do, because these guys are very intelligent guys when it comes to talk about sports. I mean, even though they go at my guys, my Giants, but it's all good. We kind of suck a little bit, but it's all good. But I want to give them the love and respect to the opinionated benchwarmers, y'all. Let's give them a big round of applause. They deserve it. So I want to make sure I do that first, guys. So, again, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you rock with me before our brother passed away. But I do appreciate it, and I do recognize the love that you gave us, man, on the real.
Yeah, that's love, man. No problem, man.
Real talk. Now, before we kick off this show, I got to play something for Miss Simone and the cast of the new show coming up. Let me if I can see, find the damn boards. Everything is all G on this boards here. So where we at? Okay, that's not it. I can't put the pressure. I could if I wanted to, but here we go. So listen, God is still working on me. Don't judge me. So without no further ado, I want to play the intro for the Simply Simone show, because the cast is here with us, and we're going to talk to them about the show. We're going to talk about the Rouge takeover. We're going to talk about the opinionated bench warmers. So let's drop this, and then we're going to jump right into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Excellence shows itself. Be excellent. Let excellence be your brand.
That was one and only the New Orleans Connect, the Simply Simone show. Let's go.
The Simply Simone show.
Where there was always light. If only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it.
Where VR and Lola connect.
The Simply Simone show.
Community.
You only live once. So do what you feel passionate about.
Entrepreneurs.
The Simply Simone show.
And community-driven organizations.
So I love the conversation that we get to have. I love where the conversation gets to go.
Where VR and NOLA connect.
Yeah, don't mind, I had a little technical difficulty, but I think we should be good now. We should be good to go. So now, without no further ado, I want to introduce Ms. Simone, and I want Ms. Simone to kind of give the lineup. You kind of take the wheel from at this point and kind of give us the lineup and the cast of the Simply Simone show and where we at, where we need to go, who's on the cast, and let's let our listeners know. The floor is now yours.
Okay, thank you. The Simply Simone show is going to be aired on Thursdays at 10 a.m. That's Central Standard Time down in NOLA on 99.1 FM. If you're in NOLA, if you're global, you can go to www.dolphinradio.org. The Simply Simone show is really a platform to connect the sister cities, New Orleans and Baton Rouge. And we're going at it with the hashtag, of course, the BR NOLA Connect. We've got an awesome lineup. When I first started putting this together, initially I thought about, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, big sports cities. Got the Saints, of course, in New Orleans, the Pelicans. We have LSU in Baton Rouge, and, of course, the HBCU, Southern University. So I could not have the opinionated bench warmers on, which is consists of 3 young guys that are originally from Baton Rouge. One now is in Colorado Springs. The other 2 are in Louisiana somewhere. I'm not sure if they're in Baton Rouge still, but they are in Louisiana. they a few years ago, they came together, they loved sports, and they started a podcast called The Opinionated Benchwarmers. I loved it from day one when they first put it together. As actuality, I think today they released their 100th episode. So that lets you know they're going strong, they're doing well. So I had to bring them on to give, some sports flavor to the Simply Simone show. And then I moved on, and I thought about it. I said, well, I've been doing this thing with Naz here for a while. I've known Naz for a while. Mike Real connected us years ago, and we've done things together off and on through the years. So he and I are going to, be on there together doing something called In Our Opinion. That's the segment. It's going to be called In Our Opinion, where we'll be talking about things that are trending, different topics that affect everybody. And, of course, my newest addition is Ron Rich. Ron Rich is already, I found him at 99.1 FM. He's been really cool. He supported me with the Simply Simone show. He's been helping me. I've been going on his show every Wednesday, getting myself prepared to launch the Simply Simone show. So he'll be kicking it with me in studio on Thursday, the Simply Simone show. So that's the lineup. We're excited. We've been promoting it for the last few weeks on different opportunities and different platforms. And I'm just excited. It's going to really bring entrepreneurs, community, the two communities together. So I'm going to be the bridge. The Simply Simone show and my crew are going to be the bridge for Baton Rouge and NOLA.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I want to swing it over. I definitely want to swing it over to your partner over there holding you down, the one and only Mr. Ron. Ron, what's up, brother? You want to tell our listeners, about your show, about you, and when you coming on, or when your show is rocking? Give us a little bit, background about you.
All right, man. First of all, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your show, and I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
I'm Ron, and from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in radio for about 10 years, and due to COVID, I had got recently laid off from my radio gig, so I had to come back home to Dolphin Radio 99.1, and I started the Ron Rich, revamped the Ron Rich Takeover, and I'm on the air Wednesdays from 10 a.m. until 12 noon live on Dolphin Radio, and I talk about a number of things. I talk about things going on in the city of New Orleans, and I also talk about disabilities because I'm a disability advocate. I was born with cerebral palsy, and I just try to put a positive message out there for people living with disabilities and independent living, relationships, et cetera, et cetera. And I've been doing Simone for some time now. We actually met a cousin of mine, and we became cool. And she hit me up one day. She was like, "Yo, I'm ready to get back into the radio thing." And I was like, "Well, come down." And we connected, and the rest was history, man. So I'm glad to have her on board with my show, and I'm glad that she supports me and I can support her too. So there you go.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's a lot of love. It's crazy. It's not really crazy, but it's a blessing how you guys know each other and it was able to network and say, you know what, let's make this happen. And it's just about positive networking. And I love when I hear people able to connect. We live in a world where constantly people just dogging one another, and they just constantly, instead of uplifting, they trying to find, I could do this better than this person, better than that person. But at the end of the day, everybody can eat. Everybody has their own lane, and why can we support one another? So it's a testimony to what you guys are doing. But I definitely want to swing it over to the brothers, the opinionated benchwarmers. Guys, I want you to those who just tuning in to the show, those who are going to check us out on iHeart and Spotify, salute to, of course, iHeart. You want to let them know, first of all, what is opinionated benchwarmers? How'd you guys link up? Where you at right now? How can they follow you? And what's the future for, opinionated benchwarmers? And the name, definitely the name. I know me, you talked about it a while ago, but people like, I need you to, I need more. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So
I like it. We've been doing this since about 2017. We all kind of started off with like a blog and kind of talking. It before then, 2017, we've been friends for probably over a decade now, probably about 15 years now. And we've always had this group message since high school where we talk sports. We're connected by, maybe the Lakers. We all Lakers fans, but we all have different NFL teams. But in our group message, we will always talk, next level sports, not just your typical sports, but it was just bringing in stats and things like that. It was like, hey, we got to take this and we got to let somebody else hear this. We got to let somebody hear how good we've been doing this and how connected we are, and let somebody else hear this information. And so that's when we kind of came up with the opinionated bench warmers. And for the name part of it, we went back and forth. We had all types of names that we threw out there. We just realized that we were very strong about our opinions, and we realized that from our platform, we off to the side. We're not necessarily playing. We're watching from the side, so that brings in the bench warmer side of it, where we are very opinionated, but we on the side, we're spectating, and we bringing the information to the people. And so that was kind of where the name came from. But, yeah, we've been doing it since 2017. People looking to follow us, they can follow us at @_benchwarmers, and that's on Instagram and Twitter. Again, that's @_benchwarmers. And if, Facebook your thing, you can follow us at the Opinionated Benchwarmers. There you have it.
Hold up, bro. I got to jump in right quick. You got to hit that O before the underscore. Yeah, hit him with that O_benchwarmers. Got to make sure we can include that O at the front.
Hold up, bro. Got to get that. Oh, man.
What? My goodness.
Hey, that's just a glimpse into what we do. We're straight up brothers, and we just kind of kick it like that even on the podcast. So we have that kind of barbershop, family reunion, just family getting together talking sports, bros getting together talking. That's the kind of feel that we have. And like he talked about, we talk about all different kind of things, real world issues and all that. But you just kind of got a little glimpse into that brotherhood right there.
I caught that. I caught that. You say your brother. Only your brother could check you like that. Only your brother. Anybody else, you'd be like, nah, not today. Now let's talk about the Simply Simone show before we go into this topic, because I definitely want to talk to you guys on this topic, because I think it falls in line. I know it falls in line for what each and every one of you guys are doing. Because I know Brother Ron talked about kind of restructuring or revamping what he's doing for the Ron Rich Takeover show. I know Simply Simone show, what she's doing. Of course, the brothers, for the show, Simone, let's swing it to you. For the Simply Simone show, I know you talked about what you're going to do on the show. What is, I guess, if you had to say one word or maybe two words, what do you want to portray or get out to your audience? Like, what is it, the mission? Maybe that's a better question. What's the mission to get the listeners? Like, what do you want to accomplish with the Simply Simone show that's going to make you different from other talk shows?
I want us to be real as possible. I want it to be informative, and I want when the show is over, I want people to walk away, to have some takeaways. That not just it's going to be fun. We're going to be joking and laughing and having fun, but at the end of the show, they're going to walk away with something. If it's just one thing, walk away with something. It's just making their day. I think about in the mornings when I'm driving and I'm listening to Ricky Smiley, or sometimes I'm laughing because I may have gotten in that car and Lord knows my knees probably be hurting because, I'm 50 now, but my check knee light been on since 40. So my knees be hurting to the boy, but when I get in that car and I hear that, that banter that his crew has, I want that. I want that type of banter, but I've learned so much when that show is over, when I get out the car, when I reach my destination, I've learned something. It's something about politics, something about what's going on in the world. A lot of times those moments when you're in your car or wherever you are, you're listening to the radio, that's a one-time-of-day opportunity that you have to gain something positive. So I want it to be positive. And, walk away. Have some takeaways when you get out of the car, whenever you turn it off, the show off, or when you're no longer listening. You've left with something. We've changed somebody.
Okay. Good stuff. Now, Ron, I'm going to ask you a question. Now, you two, you and Simone has already worked on your show together. How's it feel to work with Simone, and also Simone, how's it feel to work with Ron? Now y'all have a couple shows under your belt. How's that banter? How's the relationship?
Simone, you want ladies first? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let Simone go first.
Ron is hilarious. Let me tell you about Ron. Ron has his mouth. He reminds me of, you know, he's a guy. He reminds me of my grandmother. He has a mouth, and I have to stop this cursing. I can't curse, and it's almost like it's this battle when he's on air to keep from cursing. And I love watching him when he gets so he'll catch himself and he'll say, "Oh my God!" And he'll catch himself, and it's like he can't help it. But it's just so much fun to work with him. It's hilarious being there with him, because this past week he had a show. He had some burlesque dancers on there, and
We have video. We have video.
And it was hilarious.
I need that video.
To see him. It was really funny, but it's good. And let me tell you something. Most times, and I'm the only woman that comes in and out of there as far as having a show DJ or whatever. And I don't feel like, sometimes men have a tendency to make you feel a certain way when you're a woman, or you're the only whatever, not just being a woman if you're just a minority in the room, period. But I don't get that from him. He treats me like a big sister, and I have that feeling for him, the little brother feeling. So, but he took me under his wing. He showed me everything. He you're good. He calls me. He messages me. I never felt like sometimes people feel threatened if you come somewhere and you're new, thinking you're trying to move in on their territory. I don't get that. So it's been an awesome experience, and I'm just looking forward to continue working with him.
Okay. That's what, Ron? She's got a lot of good things to say about you. What about you, brother? How's good working with Simone? I mean, what is it like?
Honestly, man, I've been working in radio for some time now, and commercial radio. You think your DJs are some of the coolest people around, because you listen to them on air, and that's the image that they want to portray. Realize that some of these people that work in radio are just they're some of the biggest a-holes that you could probably ever want to meet in quote unquote real life.
Listen, you can curse on this show. You can cuss, brother. You're good.
All right.
You're good. You can cuss. Let's go for it.
some of the biggest assholes that you would ever want to meet. But honestly, man, Simone is real cool, and she took me under her wing as well and said, I want you to co-host with me on my show until I get comfortable, and I'm grateful. And like I said, I'm glad to be back home at Dolphin Radio. I started back there in February, and the Ryan Rich Takeover has been rolling ever since. And I just want to give a shout out to everybody who, just supported me, for the past few months. But, Simone is one of these people that, we talk about anything and everything in the studio. We always laughing in between breaks. And sometimes that goes over the air, right, Simone?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I'm forward to on Thursdays, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Well, I can tell you now, I'm already following you guys right now, so y'all better have my ass on the show one day. I'm not messing with you. You're gonna have to have me on there, brother. I need to join the banter. I need to be part of that banter. And that means a lot, man. I like the fact that you guys have that comfortable bond. Not that I've been in this game a long time, between radio to being in different venues and events, and you're right, man. There's some people, they portray themselves one way, then you turn the camera off or you turn the mics off. I'm like, you know what? You's a real asshole. I think I'm gonna put my hands on you. But I learned. God has moved me a different way, because Lord knows I've been wanting to move furniture on certain people. I would want to be sitting there and lay my hands on their throat. My missus tell me, you got to control that anger. I said, let me pray. Let me pray.
Yes, sir.
But then in the meantime, you're looking at them like, I could smack the living shit out of you. But I don't want to do that. But I regress. I'm sorry. I'm having that moment again. I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. I get that way sometimes. I got to send over to my brothers. Now, with you guys joining the show, I know you're gonna bring that I guess the brotherhood, the barber, and I like the fact you said barbershop talk. Now, when people talk barbershop, and I have some colleagues at work, they don't understand that people of different cultures. When they say barbershop talk, can you explain that barbershop sports talk and how it goes down? Because I've seen some arguments, I've seen some heated debates in barbershops over sports. How are you gonna bring that to the show?
Yeah, I think the barbershop talk is just that we do have a brother, we do have a relationship, and there's a respect level of everybody's sports mind. But at the same time, we realize that we have different opinions, so we just try to bring that feel to the podcast. And like Los mentioned, we was having great conversations offline, and we just thought it would be a good idea. We was like, we should just record this and put it out there, and just kind of touch people and see what they thought. And so far we've been getting a good reception to it.
And just to add on to that, really.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you go. No, I was saying just to add on to that, like you were saying, that barbershop feel, because we have that brotherhood, we also don't sugarcoat anything. So if somebody's saying something we don't agree with, or somebody's saying something that we may not think is the greatest, we gonna let them know that on air. And we gonna just keep it real 100%. So like he said, because we have that brotherhood, then we feel comfortable doing that. So if I feel that this player is better than the player you're talking about, I'm going to let you know that. If your team I feel is kind of trash, I'm going to let you know that. And we just keep it 100 with all that.
Now, I heard you guys are going to be repping hard, the NO hard now on the show. Is that correct? Are you repping that?
Yeah, we got to rep for the local scene. So, okay. Yeah, definitely New Orleans Saints, Pelicans, all that. Hitting the Baton Rouge area as well. We can't leave out BR too, but definitely the New Orleans area.
Okay. Now, before I we get into this topic, what's the worst argument? Have you guys ever gotten into a deep argument over sports about something that really passionate? Can you share just something real brief, an experience?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the latest one is the great debate, with LeBron prominence and him wrapping up his career. He's been compared to Michael Jordan, and there are two cast members on this podcast believe that LeBron James have not yet exceeded exceeded MJ. And then we got one lone soldier that believes that LeBron has surpassed MJ. So that's probably the biggest argument.
Oh, man, that's a heated one. Ooh.
Well, I'm curious. Who believes that? Who believes that he surpassed Michael Jordan? Who believes?
Hey, let's not throw names and stuff out there. We ain't got to do that.
No. We throw names. No. We understood. No, we talk about it. No. Put them on
a hit dog will holler. Hit dog will holler. So you heard him speak up.
Well, the hit dog, I told him. I know it's him.
Listen, look, we can all get to arguing. I'm still rocking with MJ, man. I'm sorry, man. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all need to have me on the conversation. We all get our arguments.
No, I'll say this. The argument is really like MJ's become this mythical feature that can't be touched. And I'm just saying we got to pay respect to LeBron James and what he's doing and his numbers and stats-wise. You can't touch him. He's passed MJ in points. Only thing MJ has right now on him is rings. If LeBron gets him in rings, then there's no argument to me. You know what I'm saying? There's no argument for his points, assists, rebounds. He was surpass him in that. And so that's my only argument with it. Like, let's stop making it seem like as if MJ is this untouchable figure when we got greatness right in front of us.
He is untouchable, but I'll leave it.
Why you kind of depreciate my jersey, man? I got an MJ jersey now because this conversation now. I feel like the market value didn't drop down. Damn. My market value of my damn jersey. I got the North Carolina joint. Now I'm looking at it like, damn, LeBron passing. This ain't gonna be shit. But all right, listen. All right, we got to jump to this topic. Now, the topic today, guys, is refinding yourself without validation. When I came up with the topic, I thought about each and every one of you guys, and I'm by career-wise, I'm an investigator. I believe that, and I see that each and every one of you guys on this show have found different ways to, how you would say, upgrade yourself, evolve, gone through something, and for whatever reasons, you guys was able to persevere without needing somebody to say, hey, good job, or fucking great, thumbs up, dude. I mean, all that stuff. But I say that, and I want to jump on the topic, and I definitely want to swing it to you, Miss Simone, because the stuff and the things that you've done, and also congratulations on the recent Rebirth Awards that you had. Awards, I think that was phenomenal. So congratulations on that. Let me ask you a question. When you hear this topic, refining yourself without validation, what does it mean to you? And I hear, and even Ron, when he was talking, I hear things that he is going through. So I definitely want to hear his side on this. But what about you first?
My goodness. Well, it's funny you should ask me that question, because on yesterday it dawned on me. I turned 50 years old in March, and my life has been, I would say, in segments, in different stages in my life where I've had to do things to like redo myself, or rebrand myself, or re-evolve, or however you want to, whatever term you want to use. But it's never been with validation from anybody. I've never even sought validation from other people, because I've always, anybody that knows me, I've always marched. I march to the beat of my own drum. I've never been a follower. I've always been a leader. And when I think about, I think I'm one of the most misunderstood individuals that anybody could ever know. I've had to, anything that I've ever had to encounter, mostly everything. And somebody said something to me a few years ago. I was at a photo shoot, and the photographer, she said, when I think about you, she said, everything that you've had to do in life is basically you have to do it on your own. And when you have to do something on your own, you're not looking for validation, because I've never had anything that I've ever accomplished, everything that I've ever done, it's always been me, and I say God. I couldn't have done it without God, and I've always had faith, and I've always had belief that, he would bring me through. And also another thing, when I'm doing something, it's never been, everything I've never done, it's never been for me. It's always been for others, to uplift other people. So, and you may see me post all the time about, when you do good by people, God will do good by you. So I've been blessed. And when I say this year, this has really been the golden year of my life. I have never been this blessed, because I started out doing, I think, the pandemic, and I look at the pandemic as it's a horrible thing that happened to the world. But for me, it was a good thing. It allowed me that downtime to go back and think about, what is it that I want to do? I'm on the cusp of the second part of the second half of my life. What am I going to do? So I had time to think about what I'm doing. So when 2021 hit, I hit the ground running to rebrand myself and be who I want to be. And you may see me hashtag the B side of life. I'm living life, but I'm living life on my own terms. But with the things that I do for other people. Anything I do is never for me. But now, because of the things I've done, I'm beginning to reap the benefits, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I love it. And you should be saluted for it. And I love the fact that you took and pointed to the pandemic as a situation and unfortunate, but an eye-opening, an awakening, as whatever you want to call it. This pandemic taught us a lot of things. It's allowed us to say, hey, look, stop. It's allowed us to say, hey, look, get your affairs in order. Nothing's promised to you. Exactly. And you didn't wait for somebody to sit there and, give you the woe is me or the Rocky speech. You just said, I have to make this move. I can't look for somebody else. I got to find it with me. And then what happens is the blessings come with you, because like minds usually gravitate to one another. People that's making moves, people that's about positive things, they generally gravitate. And then I believe this is like everybody's coming together. As far as your network, my network, Ron, Rich, the PNA Benchwarmers, you guys are just, and then for those brothers to be together, that brotherhood is just phenomenal. Ron, I want to swing it to you, because you said something earlier that you came back home, to 99.1. And coming back home is big, because a lot of people don't understand that when you say come back home, it brings you to a level of humility, it brings you a level of foundation, it brings you to a level of structure, because you've done a lot. You've been in this game a long time. You've been blessed to do that, man. So I want to kind of swing this question to you, the same question, brother. Refinding yourself without validation. What does it mean to you? I mean, I've already picked up on a couple things that you've gone through, but I definitely want to let the listeners know and connect with you so they can say, you know what, I like this. I like him. I'm going to follow him. This is a good dude. Because, we all need that support in life. We need that network. Can you allude on that?
Refining myself without validation is just stepping into you, man, and doing what you set out to do. All my life I've had struggles. I was born disabled, so I always had to be a step ahead of the next person. One of my toughest things that I just recently went through was a bad relationship, and I literally had to regroup and start all over, because I got so used to being with that person that I forgot what it was to be sort of like an individual again. You know what I'm saying? And be by yourself, learn. And it's amazing how, I was just telling my buddy this earlier, it's amazing how you can get so caught up into the lifestyle of that person that you forget about, what you set out to do, and the goals and the aspirations that you have to, just live life and to, do what you set out to do. As far as coming back home, I worked for a radio station in New Orleans for 9.5 years. It was a great experience, but at a certain point in time in my life, I was just ready to. So when COVID hit, they laid all of us off, and I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And I talked to a friend of mine at Dolphin, and he was like, yo, you can come back and just start doing your show again. And I had been behind that board in about 7 to 8 years. This was back in February when I came back. February, right, to be exact. And man, my first show was I was hella nervous. Man, I remember waking up that morning and I was like, I'm literally going back home. And people were asking me, you still doing the radio thing? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not on air. When I got the chance to be on air, I'm like, I'm nervous as shit, because I didn't know how people were going to receive me. And dude, I swear to you, from that first show on, all my friends were like, man, we're so glad to have you back on the air. And I think a couple of months later, Simone had hit me up and was like, yo, can I come on your show? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. And, and we've been clicked ever since. But, redefining yourself is just being unapologetic about who you are. And, I always say you got to cut the dead weight off. And, I'm still going through my struggles with the relationship situation, but I had to learn that everybody's not going to be the way that you would like them to be, or you can't expect you from everybody else. So you just have to find a way to just move on and just keep striving for the better, because at the end of the day, we all going to be victorious, man. That's what I feel like.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I love it. I love it. I love the fact that you pointed out. And listeners, I need y'all to feel me on this one. I need, those who listen to the Unconcealed Talk Show and the rest, of course, the Ron Rich Takeover, and of course, Simply Simone and the Opinionated Benchwarmers. It's the fact of you guys, and he said it, he nailed it, the fact that be careful when you put so much into somebody else, you lose track of who you are. And that's what, part of this topic is about, refinding yourself without validation. You don't need, listen, it's great to have a relationship, great to have wife, husband, or family. But you know what? At the end of the day, or you're going to school, it's you. You got to look in the mirror. You got to look at yourself. You got, you can do things to make the other person happy, but you got to do things and give you your peace, your happiness. And this, I definitely want to segue over to the Opinionated Benchwarmer brothers, because all those brothers have made different paths. They've made different things. Now, they ain't look for validation for each other, but they They know who they are as a brotherhood, as friends. They know who they are, and they really don't give a damn about anybody else outside of that circle that they have, because they made that choice. So I'm gonna swing it over to the brothers. The topic is right here: refining yourself without validation. Who want to go first? Who want to chime in on it?
I guess I'll chime in first on this one particularly. This is Ramon speaking. I will say, honestly, this brotherhood that we have, and actually our podcast and our platform, helped me to refine myself through something that I dealt with recently. So as you all mentioned, the pandemic that we've been faced with and everything with COVID, I'm not sure if everyone knows, but I lost my mom due to COVID last year. And when I lost my mom,
brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And when I lost my mom, it was really a point where I did feel that I lost myself, completely confused, completely, lost all motivation that I typically had, all drive that I typically had. And I found myself in kind of really the lowest and the darkest place that I'd ever been, to the point that I actually had to step away from the podcast for some time. And first, I just want to thank my brothers throughout that process, because they were there. They were very understanding. They told me, take all the time that you need, bro. We're going to hold this down for you while you have to, refine yourself, while you have to rediscover yourself. And, I took that time, with my brothers giving me that time, giving me that support to refine myself, because like I said, I was completely lost. My mom was essentially my world, meant everything to me. But the way that I really refound myself was I had to first start picking myself up. But once I did actually get back into my craft, I started to realize, the passion that I had for what we do. And that passion just caused me to push forward, not only in the podcast, but it really ignited the passions, all the other passions and ambitions that I had. So really coming back to the podcast first unlocked pretty much everything else really within my life. And so I just want to say, I appreciate my brother so much for all of that, but that's really how I was able to refine myself after what I experienced, which was the lowest moment of my life.
That's phenomenal, brother. My prayers and blessings with you, brother. Always.
Appreciate that.
All right, who's next? No, definitely. Next. All right, brothers, what you got?
I think refining myself. First I want to Ramon, just the strength that he exemplified as my brother, and how he's handled this whole situation. I couldn't imagine the pain that he went through, and just he's handled it like a troop, and his strength really inspires me. So just on that note, and refining yourself, I mean, we all inspiration to each other, just with Carlos and him being a father. I don't have any children yet. This is Rob speaking, but, just the way he's a family man, and the way Ramon has handled his situation. And I think that we all try to, that's what bonds us in refining ourselves, is that we all motivate each other. And I think that there's a saying, it's in the word, it says iron sharpens iron. And that's kind of where we are, and that really defines what our brotherhood is. We're around people that's going to make each other better. And as far as the validation piece, to me, I feel like we don't need validation just simply because we have the true passion for our craft and what we do with this podcast. So I know, Mr. Naz, we're respecting what you do and how great your platform is that there are ups and downs, there are peaks and valleys. But as long as you're passionate about it, we understand that we don't care, what the numbers look like. We're doing what we love, and we're putting out the product that we want to put out the product in the way that we want to do it. So I feel like that's how, somewhat as a group, how we redefine ourselves without validation.
That is phenomenal, brother. You nailed it. Brother. You nailed it. I'm listening to all this beautiful testimony. I got to share mine. I made a promise I was, be even more transparent, and I'm doing it unapologetic because I don't really give a fuck about what people think about me. So, my missus, I really don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, I know what I do in the community. I know what I do to help people. I know what I do from the job to professional. I come right, and I come, my word is my bond's my life. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Now, with that being said, those who know me on the show, those who follow the show, the brothers, Simone, Ron, Mike Real was my best friend, my brother. When he died, that was a big chunk of my life. I mean, we grew up together. We families, everything. That was my world. He was that person, like you said before. I'm not sure which brother said from the Penny Bench was iron sharps iron. He kept me honest. He kept me real. I messed up. He kept me. He was the only person that could really check me and like, listen, man, you fucking up. Do this. But it was that love. Because he knew I can do better, and I did the same thing with him. We challenged each other to be the best men possible. And when he died, it took so much from me. Then I think maybe a month later, my other business partner from Shadow Oaks died. It was just dropping. People were just dropping around me. We was getting slam dunked. And, I can say this because I feel I'm very transparent. The pandemic brought out an ugly and, my son's situation. He left home. I have not seen him. It's hard for me. I had to find a way to find myself because my son, it was, he's been my heart. I lost him, but I knew he had to find himself as a young man, and I had to let go and let God. I had to give it to God. I had to say, I'm going to give this young man to you. I pray that you protect him and find him, and find the right thing. I give him all the tools. I was in a dark place. And I'm sharing this with you and the listeners because I want everybody to understand. I don't put on a fake facade when I'm talking about the topics that I talk about, and the people that comes on this show, because we all have gone through different variations of life. And, on the outside, people say, oh, the Nas got it going on. On the inside, Nas was hurting for a while. And I had to refine myself. I had to go to a dark place. I had to lose in order to understand what I'm blessed with and what I can get and what I have. I said, and I had to brush myself off, reevaluate it, get to the therapy aspect of it, get my mental health right, body follow, mind follow, spirit, get my spirit right. And when I found myself, I looked at myself and said, you could be an awesome brother. You're an awesome man. Understand that. And I'm going to say this before we kind of wrap this part up because I'm getting a little emotional. I had a pastor tell me, because I'm also a leader of a youth organization, East Orange, one of the oldest African-American troops in Jersey. They're 106 years old. She said, don't be afraid to be a leader. Do not be afraid to own your greatness. And when she said that resonated for me. It gave me a light. And she says, you don't need validation. You know what your validation is from. God is going to validate you. Your action is going to validate you. You don't need man to validate you. So I say that, and I share with you, all you guys on this panel, that I appreciate you. And those listening, I want you to look at your greatness, embrace who you are. Don't look for people to keep your pats in the back. If you have a passion and love for something, you do it, you run with it. So I salute all you guys in the panel. I salute everyone that's listening. I salute all the followers, and I salute all you guys. I just want to make sure I acknowledge you guys. Y'all phenomenal. Thank you so much. I had to get out. I'm sorry. You guys brought that side out of me, and I'm very now as we get into the wrapping up time. It's already been an hour, guys, that we've been on this show. What we usually do before we wrap up the show, especially on Unconcealed show, we leave off with some nuggets or some diamonds, and we leave for the listeners. So what I want to do is I'm going to swing it first to the opinion bench warmers. I want you to kind of leave some final words with listeners and how they can follow you and where again. And then we'll take it over to Brother Ron. And, of course, we'll finish off with the lovely lady, Miss Simone. So let's start with the brother. Say who you are, the bench warmers. Give us, kind of final words and how they can follow you, how our listeners can follow you.
Yeah, I'll start off. This is Carlos. Again, I'll get it right this time. You can follow us at O_benchwarmers. Again, that's on Twitter and Instagram at O_benchwarmers. And I'll just kind of leave you guys with, is understanding your why every day. Waking up and understanding your why, whether that's your friends, that's your family, your job, whatever it is that makes you go, understanding your why. And I think that'll get you through what you need to do and understanding life, and it'll keep you motivated, you know. And my why is my friends and my family, and that motivates me every day to do the right thing and to do right by them and to put food on the table for them. And that's kind of like the motto I live by, understanding my why.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Next, brother, what we got?
I just want to wrap up also just thanking Miss Simone for what she saw in us and allowing us an opportunity to be on her show. And Mr. Naz, we did some collaborations earlier, and we appreciate y'all for, you know, paving the way, and just we appreciate y'all for looking, you know, for the younger group, and always, you know, because some people, when they get high, they close the door on you, but you guys are, you know, embraced us with open arms. So I just want to say on behalf of Opinionated Bench, we appreciate y'all for always supporting us, and anything you need from us, y'all always got it.
No, we appreciate you, my brother. Definitely appreciate you guys. Definitely, real talk. And besides the younger generation is the future, man. We got to put the strong ones up there. We need that. Brother Brian, you know, what you got for us, brother? Final words, anything, you know, you want to leave listeners, and, you know, of course, to hit us up with that Ron Rich, you know, connection and Simply Simone connection. What you got, brother?
All right, man. Ron Rich here. Just to let you guys know, you can follow me on Instagram at Ronald_Richardson_Jr. I'm putting my full government name out there, so you know. Out there. Follow me on Instagram, man, and also you can hit me up on Facebook. Just search for the Ron Rich Facebook page, and you'll probably see me and Simone in the studio doing our thing, just hanging out, and, you know, you'll just see everything that's going on in my daily life. Also, November 19th, I'm coming out with my own podcast called Honestly Speaking, featuring Ron Rich, and I'll be talking about disability and just living life, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that. As far as words of encouragement to everyone out there, just striving to be all that you can be, and continue to be unapologetic about who you are, and don't let anybody stop you from achieving your dreams and your goals that you want to achieve.
Definitely. I would love that. Ron, I'm definitely going to need you, brother, I have a show in the future. We're going to talk about mental health and disabilities, man. I'm going to definitely need to chime in with you on a future show. And, of course, the brothers of the Opinionated Benchwarmers. We got to talk sports, man. That show, we're going to be talking a lot of shit at each other. So I'm letting forewarn you now. so I'm going to need y'all. So,
we ready. You know, we stay ready.
So I'm going to put a little explicit warning before we kick into that conversation, because people going to be pissed off. Maybe feelings going to get hurt. So I just want to have an old-fashioned, you know, just the man just kind of sit at the barbershop. We just kick it, man, and we just talk shit. And I mean, I'm talking about I just want to have a show dedicated to that, because I definitely want to talk about the Westbrook wearing them damn heels and dresses. We need to talk about that. I mean,
my God,
we got to talk about that. There's something wrong. But Simone, I want to turn it over to you, of course. The lovely Miss Simone, you know, you want to kind of leave us with some final words and thoughts, and of course, what's going on with the Simply Simone show before, you know, we close the show out.
Okay, as I said, we launch next Thursday, 10 a.m., 99.1 FM if you're in NOLA. And if you're outside of NOLA, there's www.dolphinradio.org. And you can follow me on social media at Simone O. Higginbotham on Instagram, The Simply Simone Show on Facebook, and also my personal Facebook page. You can send me a request. My name is Simone O. Higginbotham on Facebook. What I like to leave listeners for 3 things. Never be afraid to tell the truth. Never be afraid to march to the beat of your own drum, and never be afraid to be a leader, never a follower.
That's right. I think that's very well said. And I want to lead this for, you know, the listeners as well. First of all, I want to say thank you, of course, to Opinionated Benchwarmers, the one and only Ron Rich of the Ron Rich Takeover, and of course, the lovely Miss Simone of the Simply Simone Show, 99.1 FM, straight out of the New Orleans area. The Baton Rouge Connect is official. I want you guys to check it out. We're going to put the link on our website. We're going to put the link also on our social media. You can check us out, our website, www.shadowworlds, that's with a Z.com. And also, I want to do a special shout out and announcement. Shadow Worlds Radio will be going as far as automated with music. Now I want to make sure I say this. I know we got some youngins be like, "No, you don't play nothing." Listen, this is that feel good music you're gonna hear on that radio station. We're not playing that crazy shit. We're gonna play that stuff that makes you feel good. Because my thing is, I want people to. I mean, I think music should make you feel good. I don't want to sit there and be worried about I've got to pull out my gun and start fighting and fighting people and shit. Gangs and Bloods and Crips and all the other dumb shit. Yes, there's all that dumb shit. Music should make you feel good about life. Music should make you feel good about, just your whole day. When I look at my woman, I don't want to look at him like, bend over. Like, wait a minute. We got to do something. Most of the girls, I know how to dance, and you think, damn, you twerk the whole night at the club. You think that's dancing? But that's another conversation we can have on another show, Ron. Wink, wink. I need some answers ASAP. But we got to talk about that, bro, because I had an argument with another person. No, man, she dancing hot. I'm like, dude, all she did is just shaking her ass. Just bending over, shaking her ass. I don't even know what she looked like. And right now, she's disturbing me. I'm having a glass of wine. I just want to reload on my Merlot. So I'm just saying, this competition got to go down. But right, I just want to, the show and the music that we want to bring, I know on our platform, it has to make you feel good. And I believe music should be reflective of life. If you listen to stuff that make you angry, or you surround yourself with negative energy, that's the energy you're going to have in life. If you surround yourself with positive things, I'm not saying everything got to be We Are the World, because it's not. That's a reality. We all go through different things. We all experience those different things, and it's okay to experience that. But I think that we now, as a society, need to start looking at, we know the negative. We all know that. We know this person's doing this person. We know that. You don't got to hate on somebody. You can best believe, you can trust the person who they are. I'm going to say that again. Trust the person who they are. If you know somebody's grimy, they're going to be grimy. So you shouldn't get mad at them. That's who they are. That's what they embrace. If somebody's out here acting like a fool and you're like, man, why are they doing it? Turning our community down. You know what? Unless you can come with a damn resolution and stop complaining about it. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with people that just complain but don't have a resolution. If you don't like a certain environment, move yourself away from it. You don't like a relationship, I know it's hard, and that's another conversation, another thing we can talk about too, because relationships is, if you with somebody and they take away everything about who you are and your aspirations and your dreams, you need to reevaluate the relationship, whether it's personal, whether it's family, whether it's friends. You have to be around people that's going to make you the best version of who you are. And that's my final words. Again, you've been listening to the Unconcealed Talk Show. And I definitely want everybody to check out the Simply Simone Show, the Ron Rich Takeover, the Opinionated Benchwarmers podcast. We're going to get those links up on our website. And I'm just happy that these guys are allowed to be a part of this show. It allowed me to kick it off season 4. Hit us up. We're going to just have some fun. But again, thank you, everybody. Be great in who you are. Empower. Use your platform wisely. God bless everyone. Thank you, guys. Love you all.
Thank you. This is the Unconcealed Talk Show. This is Unconcealed.
Welcome to the Unconcealed Talk Show.